My co-commissioners and indeed Ms. Sigers-Ncube have touched on this issue. You were of the view that, or rather you were skeptical, I think that's the word you used, and thought that this was staged. Part of the break-in was staged because the lessor, I prefer lessor to landlord, because the lessor had said the safe could not be breached without a key. Now you have that skepticism, if not suspicion. Were you afraid of General Senona, that you were not direct and voiced your suspicion, and scared of him because you knew that the keys, except for the times that someone else would take them for a while, the keys were otherwise always with him? Were you scared of him to voice your suspicion, or for not voicing your suspicion?
Commissioners, it was very difficult for me.
Were you scared of him?
If I say this, then people will say I'm suspecting someone, then my life is in danger. Where do I put myself as a...
So your mind, I'm not sure what to make of that. So did the thought ever cross your mind, or the thought never crossed your mind? I'm not saying you suspected him. There's a difference between suspecting him and merely saying, but the owner said this cannot be breached without a key.
Yeah.
I mean, also bear in mind that it's not as if 100% of the time the key was always with General Senona. It would be with other people, and apparently for fairly long periods of time. For example, if you go there to properly bag exhibits, that is, place them in bags, you are going to be there for a while. And if you go there to take samples, maybe it won't be as long as when you go there to bag the exhibits. But still, there were times when other people would have the keys for some time. So it would not necessarily be that you are suspecting General Senona. Do you get what I mean?
I do understand you.
So your point about, if you were to raise the suspicion, you would automatically be making General Senona a suspect is not necessarily true. So that takes me back again to my question. Was your failure to mention your suspicion or skepticism because of your fear of General Senona, purely because he also handled the key? That does not automatically translate to him being the suspect, no. But was it because you feared him? Because of your knowledge of the fact that he kept the key?
I think, Commissioners, I should have mentioned this.
We know that. We know you didn't, and
Yes, I didn't.
And perhaps you should have. But I'm interested to know what it is that made you not to mention it.
I said to the Commissioners that when I got there, from what I've been told and what I see, I didn't know whether I had the right information or not.
What did you not know exactly? That is, what information might possibly not have been right information? Is it the lessor's information?
Information that the safe could not be accessed without.
So you started doubting that?
Doubting.
Why are you mentioning that so late in the day?
No, but I think I said that earlier on, that even, I think it's Commissioner Kumali, he asked me where I was. I did mention that.
Oh, okay, all right. Are you still on this?
I'm going to move to the next topic, Chair, so if you want to continue, you may.
Okay. Will you be touching on the question of whose instruction it was for the exhibits to be taken to Port Shepstone? Because if you are not, I will ask questions on
You
that.
may ask it.
Yes. I don't quite see what I'm going to engage you on in your latest consolidated statement that you led through. But in your 20-page statement, 24, I'm sorry, in your 24-page statement, you seem to lay some emphasis on this point. I will take you to paragraphs 3.1 and 3.2 of that statement. There you deny what Colonel Prinsloo says, which is that you instructed him regarding getting the storage facility in Port Shepstone ready for the exhibits. You say that it was not your instruction and that it was General Senona's instruction. And you make the point in those two paragraphs that all that you did was to make a suggestion to General Senona that the exhibits be taken to Port Shepstone, and that it was then General Senona's instruction that the exhibits indeed be taken there. Do you remember saying so in the 24-page statement?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm on it.
Yes. Why is it that you make that sort of emphasis? If you made the suggestion and then the instruction, even if it came from General Senona, it was based on your suggestion, why do you emphasize the distinction between your mere suggestion and then the instruction coming from General Senona?
I said it because when I suggested, he agreed, and then it became instruction. Then I was...
You were merely the purveyor of an instruction from
Yes.
General Senona.
That's what I meant to say.
Yes, but what's the big difference between the two? You made the suggestion.
Yes.
But for your suggestion, there would have not been an instruction from General Senona. So what's the big distinction or difference that you are seeking to draw there?
I say this because if he had an alternative, I would have not continued to ask Prince to...
If who had an alternative?
I mean, my general, if he had an alternative place.
But now we know that he either did not have or he did not give. It, or he didn't suggest any. So it went by your suggestion. Everything went by or in accordance with your suggestion. So what I'm trying to establish is why emphasize the distinction between you merely suggesting and then the instruction coming from the general. What was the big difference there?
Okay. You know, commissioners, when I wrote this, I was writing on my own. When I consulted with the evidence leaders, they also picked up that. Then that is why they advised me to write this statement. So.
Okay, let me just look at paragraph 32, because in the consolidated statement you deal with it at paragraph 32. I just want to see the difference in substance there. I'm not suggesting that there isn't. Yeah, I see there that you say you made a suggestion, and then General Senona agreed and instructed you to instruct Lieutenant Colonel Prinsloo to prepare the safe for the exhibits. This actually captures what I had in mind, which is what's the big difference, because you made a suggestion, there was an instruction, and you also instructed. So in a sense, in a sense, it actually captures the point I was making as to where exactly the big difference is. And from paragraph 32 of the new statement, it seems there isn't really. Do you agree?
I agree, commissioners.
Yeah.
Maybe my use of English, not that I was pushing things away.
I don't think it's merely the use of English. In so many ways, you say, I deny Colonel Prinsloo's allegation that I instructed you. You even put instructing, which is the participle there. You even put it in inverted commas. So it's a conscious use of language. I don't think it's a...
I note my mistake, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Sigurdsson.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, do you know, I know Commissioner Baloy asked you, but do you know where the door is now? If the door is still at the DPCI offices?
No, I've been there. I've never seen the door. But maybe I can ask. It's just that now I'm put on precautionary suspension.
Okay, thank you. If I can just... We've just received some photographs. I just want to discuss with Advocate Selo what to do.
Maybe before the evidence leader asks a question, let me ask this last question. When you suggested to General Senona that the exhibits can be placed at Potchefstroom, DPCI, did you mention to him that safe was unbreachable and could only be opened with a key?
No, Commissioner. I think I was also asked that question earlier on. I never.
You never told him that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. We have received some photographs, but we just want to establish if that means the door is still there now, because we've received photographs of the door in place repaired, and we just want to know if it is at the DPCI premises or whether it was done at the time of the theft. We're not sure, but there has been somebody that sent us information that to show us what the door looks like now repaired. There is a video as well, but I just need to confirm with I think it was the Colonel that sent it to us, whether it is something that he took this morning or not, because we had requested that. So may I just continue with the Brigadier, and then once we've received that confirmation, we can show the reporting.
Please continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Brigadier, we'll probably come back to this topic at the end. I just wanted to deal with the other matters that you have in your statement, particularly the issue about Warrant Officer Sander, and you are correct that he has corrected his evidence to the evidence leaders that you were not in the meeting in February 2024 when he was placed, when he was moved, temporarily moved by General Senona to support services. He has corrected that and provided us his diary entry, which shows that you weren't one of the attendees. What I wanted to find out from you was who was acting in your position as the provincial commander when you were on leave at that time.
It can only be two. Either Colonel Velagazi or Colonel Jacob.
And we know that Colonel Jacob, according to Warrant Officer Sander, was in that meeting. But would you be able to just have a look at it when we adjourn and make sure as to who it was that was acting in your position when you were on leave? Because the letter is addressed to the acting provincial commander. So that's why we wanted to know who that would have been at the time. That's the temporary placement letter of Colonel Sander.
That means I can maybe make a call to the office and find out.
That's fine. You can do that later.
Can he do this, because I was on that page? Just look at that letter and tell us if you've seen it before or if you've ever handled it. It's in Exhibit File 2 on page 475.
File 2. It's the one. Yeah, it's written File 2. 475.
But Shepston Exhibit Bundle File 2, 475.
So we have File 2, 475.
Did you see that letter, Brigadier?
No, I did not, Commissioners.
No, but I'm saying, do you see the letter?
I see it now.
Yes. And it was addressed to the acting provincial commander. Do you see that?
Yes.
You say that was not you. You've never seen it before and you never handled this letter.
And I was not the acting provincial commander. It should have said the provincial commander. Yes.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. So you will inquire as to who was acting in your position at that time.
I will have to.
Maybe if you look at the corner, bottom right hand, someone has signed for acknowledgement. I can't read that name. Doesn't that assist?
That would have been warrant officers and acknowledging receipt
As
of
the recipient.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I want us to just deal, I know that you weren't present at that meeting, but you say when you came back, you found out and you were just notified that Warrant Officer Sander had been moved to supply chain management, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you were involved in the investigation of the serious allegations of corruption against him. That flowed from, there was this letter that placed him on temporary placement at support services pending the outcome of an investigation. You did have a role to play in that process, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your role?
I will receive the progress report from Colonel Mjali and prepare the same for the provincial head, who will then send it to national office.
Okay. Now, I want you to bear in mind that the date of that letter is the 13th of February, 2024. And then I want you to go to page 1004 of the exhibit bundle. It should be either in the second or third file. 1004. It's one of the new exhibits.
You don't know what's on the spine.
I think it would say exhibit bundle 3, Chair.
Thank you.
Or Gavin, I think Gavin Jacob, it was marked incorrectly, but it's number 3.
And you said page?
1004.